Hi everyone, welcome. I'm Miss Jackie from the Lake Villa District Library, and in this video I'm going to show you how to make a really fun Father's Day present. So we are going to be making these catch-all dishes, and this is something that your dad or your uncle or your grandpa or whomever you want to give it to, they can put their wallets or keys or change in here, and it's a really fun project to make. So if you signed up for the kit at the library, you'll have all of the things you'll need in this bag. Let me show you what's inside. So first you'll have a terracotta dish, and then you'll have a piece of scrapbooking paper, and it's double-sided, so you can choose which pattern you want to be facing up. And these are really fun, bright colors. You'll have some acrylic paints, and they come in various colors. You'll either have red, green, or blue. You'll have some Mod Podge. And last, you'll have a little foam brush. So let's get started with this project. I'm going to grab a piece of paper to protect my table. We'll put everything on here. And then I have some napkins and a plate to pour my paint out onto. Okay, so let's start off by painting our terracotta dish. Some of them have these little tags on the bottom. If yours has a tag, you can just peel it off. Make sure you have all of the little bits peeled off as well, so when you paint it looks really nice. Okay, so we're going to start by pouring out a little bit of paint onto our paper dish. And then just start painting. You don't really have to worry about painting the inside of the dish because it's going to be covered with the paper, but you will want to get the edges of the dish. Okay, so here we go. Oh, and I am going to, so I can hold it and not get paint on me, I'm going to put a little glove on. You don't have to do this. I'm going to hold it with this gloved hand. And then just take a little bit of paint and start painting. Try not to put too much paint on here. The less paint, the faster it will dry. And I'm going to go around the edges and the sides. I'm even going to cover the bottom of this dish. Okay, now let's put a little bit of paint on the bottom. I'm going to pour out a little more paint. I'm running out here. And then you can put as many layers of paint on this dish as you'd like. This dish I painted here, I put 3 layers of paint on, but I let it dry in between, and then the more layers you put on, the darker it's going to get, or I should say the brighter red it's going to get. Okay, now I'm going to turn it and paint there. But you can put on as many layers as you'd like. If you like it more muted like this, then just 1 layer is just fine. Okay, so I did put a little bit of paint around the edges on the inside. The cutout pattern paper is a little bit smaller, so make sure to get just a little bit of the edges on the inside. Now we are going to put this aside to dry, and it shouldn't take too long. If you have a hair dryer, you can use that to make it go quicker, or even a fan. But if you put just a little bit of paint on, it dries really quick. Okay, so let's wait for that to dry. Also, while this is drying, make sure you put your foam brush in a little piece of plastic paper or a baggie so that it stays fresh and it doesn't dry out if you want to do another coat. All right, and that way it'll preserve it for you, keep it moist. Okay, now our dish is dry and we're ready to start step 2. So did you choose which side of your scrapbook paper you wanted to use? I think I'm going to use these red polka dots because it goes really nicely with the red dish. So make sure you clean off your brush and squeegee all the water out, or squish all the water out like with a paper towel, like that, so it's completely dry. And then we're going to use our Mod Podge. So carefully open up the lid. And again, just put a little amount on this. You don't want it dripping with Mod Podge. Okay, let's start with the bottom. We're going to put a little bit of Mod Podge. This is kind of like a glue as well, but it will dry clear. It goes on white, but it dries clear. So let's put some Mod Podge on the bottom of our dish, or on the inside of it. Make sure you cover every little bit of the inside. And then you're going to put your scrapbook paper on the inside like this. Just lay it right down over the glue. You'll be able to wiggle it in place so it's centered. Give it a little press. Okay, and that's what it looks like so far. Okay, now we're going to go over the whole dish with Mod Podge, and it makes it look really shiny and it seals everything in. So if the dish gets wet for some reason, it'll be okay. So let's paint right over the scrapbook paper. And then try to do it in long strokes like that so you don't see too many brush marks. And then let's go along the inside edge. Try to get as smooth as you can. And you can do more than one layer with the Mod Podge as well. Now let's go along the outer edge. And again, this will dry clear. Now along the bottom. Let's turn this so you can see what I'm doing. This is going to take a little bit longer to dry than your acrylic paint did. Just let it completely dry before you try to wrap this or anything. Okay, let's turn it, and I'm going to get the edge that I missed. Pick that up. Okay, and the paper might pucker up a little bit, but that's okay. It should flatten out. Okay, now I'm just going to put this aside to dry. And then it's all ready for Father's Day. Let's put this away. And again, if you want to do another layer of Mod Podge, make sure you put this in a baggy or saran wrap or something so it stays wet. So again, here is what the dish will look like when you're all done. A Father's Day catch-all dish. And I'm sure that whomever you decide to give this to is going to love it. Happy Father's Day, everyone. Bye.